Hello, welcome to another episode of Beards in Life. I am your host, Carlos. First off, I want to start the show by thanking everybody for going onto YouTube and watching the last video I posted. That was the pilot episode of this show that I'm hosting. And by the number of views that I saw on the video, all 20 of them, I decided to do another show because clearly this is what the people want. As you could already tell, my beard has gotten a lot thicker, a lot more fuller in comparison to the last time. Most of it is grown in really good, except for this area, more or less, and this area, especially if you look carefully over here. It's also really not growing too much here in this part of my face, and there's actually a reason behind that. When I was about 2 or 3 years old, my mom took me camping, which is, in my opinion, is not really a good idea to do to someone who's like that small. Anyway, we were out in the woods, and I was in one of those strollers. Despite being very little, I try to stand up inside of the stroller. So my mom sees it, and she says, "Oh, that's cute, you're standing up inside the stroller." And she turns around for literally, according to what she says, literally 2 seconds. She turns around, and I fell flat on my face. So she picks me up, and she sees that I had a small pebble stuck inside of this part of my lip. So we rushed to the hospital, and I made it, obviously, but I have, ever since I was 2 years old, I've had this little scar right here in this part of my lip, and that scar is from that fall, and that fall is the reason why I didn't really have that much of a facial hair growing in the area. I just recently saw that movie, Our Idiot Brother. The reason I bring it up is A, it's a good movie, you should definitely see it, and B, the main character in the movie is played by Paul Rudd, and he has a very strong beard. I would read the comments from the last video that I posted, however, none were left, so I wanted to take a moment to say that if you watch the videos that I post, please try to comment on them if you can, for feedback, or to start a conversation about facial hair and the importance of facial hair. I tried to measure my goatee the other day, and I was very pleased with the length that it's grown out to. If you could tell by me doing this, it's gone out to a pretty far length. I have a general 12-inch ruler here, and I'm going to measure the length of my goatee. So let's check this out. Let's see how long it is. Starting from about right there, maybe more or less, and then right there. Alright, it's about 2 inches. It's a pretty good length. It's about 2 inches there. Okay, it was really 1 3/4 inches, but I'm getting there. That's the point. Dan Auerbach has a great beard. Who's Dan Auerbach, you may ask? He's the lead singer and guitarist for the band The Black Keys. As soon as he shaved it, he started growing it right back, and grew back, if not thicker, and even darker looking. So Dan Auerbach is definitely a giant thumbs up in terms of the beard genre. I mentioned it last week, I'll mention it again. I really want to see somebody in politics who has a beard. The presidential election is coming up later on this year, and we already have an idea, more or less, who's going to be running. I'm not going to mention the names because, they don't have beards, so there's really no point. But I'd like to see somebody with a beard at least try. He's probably not going to win, but still, just join some random independent party, run on the platform of a pro-beard America. At least try, If that were to happen, you'd get my write-in vote for sure. It's going along pretty good, I think. I'm not exactly at the Scott Ian yet. His is very, very long. For those who don't know, Scott Ian is the guitarist for this excellent metal band called Anthrax. The band's been around forever, and he's always had a reputation of having just a giant goatee. I'm not even sure if you call it even a goatee when it gets that long, but nevertheless, it's very long. I'm pretty sure the name for that type of facial hair is called the Ian. It's pretty awesome. It's impossible to not respect. In terms of underrated facial hair, one guy who never gets mentioned enough, Andre 3000. Yes, that Andre 3000 of Outkast fame. He's got a pretty sweet mustache. He's got the goatee going, and it may not look too fancy, but man gets a lot of women, so he's clearly doing something right. I may or may not have mentioned this in the last video, my dislike for thin facial hair. By thin, I'm referring to the pencil mustache. You know, unless you're Chuck Berry, you really can't pull off a pencil mustache. You just look stupid. The other one that I don't like is the chin strap beard. This is the one that's just one line of hair underneath the neck, and it looks like you're wearing a helmet, and that's just really stupid. I feel like we made a really good breakthrough. I told that very personal story. We talked about musicians with beards. We talked about types of facial hair that I do not like. We talked about facial hair length. So I feel like we did good today. It's important to start conversations on this topic. You know, I mentioned last time that I'm trying to bring people together in terms of the facial hair community, and I think having an open discussion about types of facial hair, be it length or how dark or thick it is, or different types, different styles of facial hair, I think it's important to open that conversation up to, different possibilities, just different realms to see what would happen. For Beards in Life, I'm your host, Carlos. Good luck with your facial hair. And if you see somebody with a chin strap beard or a pencil mustache, just look the other way.